everybody, Dr. Amir Rashidian at Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic Center here in Frederick, Maryland. And today I want to talk about something that's really fun because a lot of us think about limitations. Limitations and lack go together. You know, that's the best I can do, or that's as far as I can go. I'm not going to get any better. I'm not going to get any bigger. I'm not going to be any faster. My doctor said this is as good as I'm going to get. I have a disability, or I have a limitation, I have an injury, and it healed to a degree, but it's not going to heal any further. Well, I want to tell you that can't possibly be true, because nothing stands still. Life does not stand still. It's either decaying or growing. It doesn't stand still. Nothing, there's no sense, you know, there used to be this concept called homeostasis. Well, the word stasis means stagnation, stops. It stops right there. And then we'd say, oh, we got to get your body into homeostasis, into a balance. There's no such thing as balance. There's no such thing as homeostasis. You know what it is? It's allostasis. It's an ebb and flow. Allostasis talks about stress on the body, allostatic load on the body, and the response of the body to that load. There's load on all of us, everywhere. There's atmospheric pressure on us, right? If that got removed, we would all balloon up. We'd get bigger. So there's gravity. That's allostatic load that holds us on the ground. That puts pressure on our joints. And so there's a load and there's a response. Your body's constantly moving. Every choice you make, every decision, every action, everything you eat or when you don't eat, what you breathe, what you don't breathe, what you put on your skin, everything, there's no exceptions. Everything moves you either towards better health or away from it. That's a fact. No exception. And so many people go, well, you know what? This is my limit. The doctor said, my knee, this is as good as it's going to get. I don't believe that. I don't think that's the case. Because if that is the case, it's not going to stay where it is. It's going to start getting worse. And it's going to keep getting worse to the point where you need a knee replacement. But if it gets worse, if it can get worse, it can get better. Those cells are changing. You know, the late, great Bruce Lee once said, and don't quote me on this, I think this was attributed to him. I saw it in an article, but I haven't verified the source. But here's what he said. Bruce Lee said, there are no limits, only plateaus. Maybe you're just at a plateau, and you've chosen to believe that this is a limit. Do you know that nothing in nature is linear? Linear meaning, you know, that the graph you see where it's a straight line going up, you know, and this is the time and this is improvement, right? And every second that passes, it gets better and better and better. Nothing is like that. Those of you who are business owners, does your business do this, or does it do a lot of this? Look at the stock market. Does it just do this, or does it do a lot of this? So everything, look at the growth of plants. That's not linear. That actually is in response to the environment, depending on weather, situations, how dry it is, how wet it is, how much the wind blows, how much sun they get, and they go through growth spurts. Those of you who have children, you know this. Your kids didn't just grow little by little by little by little. You can't predict, hey, every month they grow a quarter inch. Very cool. That's not how it is, right? They go through a growth spurt. Then they hit a plateau. And then you go through a growth spurt. Those of you who lift weights in the gym, right? How many of you have hit plateaus? I know every one of you has. I can see you right there. You just said you hit a plateau. You may be at a plateau right now. You're like, man, my bench press won't grow past this. And I'm trying and trying and trying. Well, you know what? Don't let yourself believe that's your limit. That's not a limit. There are ways to break through plateaus, right? Now, how long does it take to break through a plateau? There are no limits to that either, actually. You may stay at plateau for years. Right? But you can't accept that that's your limit. It's not your limit. You think about anything in nature, limits are constantly being broken. It's kind of like that glass ceiling, right? You don't see it, so you keep hitting that glass ceiling and you decide, that's my limit. That's as good as I'm going to get. That's as far as I'm going to go. That's not true. That is not true. You go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you'll see further. You'll figure out where to go from there. But don't accept, if a doctor told you this is as good as you're going to get, don't believe it. Your body is alive. Here's how I know. Every cell in your body has a lifespan. Your skin cells only live 30 days. They die and get replaced with new cells. Your bone cells, spine, arms, legs, the bones, the skeleton, 90 to 120 days. So those cells die and get replaced with new ones. Your lung cells live 7 years. Your taste buds live 8 days. Your liver lives about 24 days. So every 24 days you have a brand new liver. And every 8 days you have brand new taste buds. And the lining of your stomach, every 3.5 days, it's brand new. It's it's probably the fastest regenerating organ. So if someone has a stomach problem and you're like, I have a brand new lining in my stomach every 3.5 days, but my problem didn't last 3.5 days, that lasted longer, well, then there's something that's causing it that needs to be removed. Because if you're alive, your body's constantly changing. It's different now than it was when you started watching this video. It is constantly changing. So if we create the right environment, put it in the right place, it will change for the better. It has to. And sometimes if you're an athlete and you've hit a plateau, it means you back off. And then you come up to that plateau again. As soon as you hit the plateau, you back off again. And gradually, progressive growth, progressive increase, right? Resistance, progressive resistance increase, little by little. You're going to break through those things. Sometimes, when I was on the track team, they used to say, if you want to increase your speed in the sprint, like I was doing the 100-meter dash, so if you want to go faster, you need to learn to run faster than you can. And I go, how do you learn to run faster than you can? I thought this is as fast as I can go. Well, how can I go faster? So they were like, no, you got to teach your body to go faster. I go, what are you talking about? So what they would do is they would strap me to a bungee cord and to the goalpost in the football field, and it would stretch it, and they'd pull me all the way back, right? And this bungee cord is just stretched, right, on both sides, and it's strapped to my waist, and they say, start running as fast as you can. Well, I'm running, right? And the bungee cord is pulling me, so every step I'm flying through the air, and I'm going down the field faster than I could, and it taught my legs how to move faster. You can trick your body to change. There's so many things you can do. Sometimes we'd sprint downhill, so gravity would teach our legs to be able to respond faster and move faster. There's so many things you can do. Sometimes we wouldn't move our legs. We'd just move our arms and see if we can sprint just with our arms. We'd stand still and just sprint with our arms. Teach the shoulder muscles to be as fast as the legs, because sometimes they don't have to work as hard. There's so many things you can do, but that's just for athletic performance. There is so much. All I want you to know and understand today, that nothing is a linear progression. Nothing. And nothing stands still when it comes to life, health, healing, performance, growth, none of that. So don't let anyone tell you that you're limited in any shape or form by your health, in a health or physique or physical fashion. Everybody who sets records can tell you there are no limits, only plateaus. So believe it. Believe it. If someone told you your back pain's not going to ever go away, learn to live with it, don't believe it. If a doctor told you you have 6 months to live, do not believe it. I'm telling you, I've seen it firsthand. Some people believe it, they live according to it, and they pass away in 6 months. And there's some people who say, no, you know what? There are no diseases, and this is a fact, there are no diseases where somebody somewhere in the world didn't overcome. And if someone else can do it, you can do it. There are no limits. There are no limits. You're either decaying or you're growing. You don't stand still. Believe this. Expect it. You will grow. You will, if you're a kid, and that was me. When I was in 9th grade, I was 14 years old. I was about 4'11", and all my friends were like 5'5" or taller. And I was so scared I'd stay that way. I'd never grow. And then when I graduated high school, I was 17 years old. I was 5'7", and I'm thinking, okay, this is better. I'm kind of like a little less than average, but it's okay. And then I kept growing another 4 inches when I was in college. So when I graduated college, I was close to 5'11", and that's where I am now. So you just never know. You never know. You may keep growing, but it doesn't matter. Nothing is linear. You're not going to grow the same as the next person does, and you're not going to advance or heal or anything. Forget all that. There are no rules. The textbooks won't tell you how it's done. The textbooks are based on averages. You're not average. Nobody's that. Not a single person in the world is average. You're unique. Everybody's unique. There are no two people that are the same in this world. So forget the limits. Break through them. Believe you can. Persevere. Be persistent. Success is a marathon of consistency. So stay consistent and believe. Change your pattern. Change your routine. Figure out what didn't work. Do something different. But believe that you're going to heal. You're going to get better. You're going to grow. You're going to improve. And you're going to make it. I promise you. That's a fact. Everything that has life figures out how to get through. life will prevail. I promise you. I hope that helps you break through those plateaus. Take care.